will still show up to these. Ah! And I am proving incorrect immediately. Hello. Thanks. I hate it. Man, it's been a long time since I did one of these. Since Ma vs. Tatsumaki, I think I'm correct. Hey, everyone. Good afternoon. Well, it's almost good. Well, for me, it's almost good afternoon. I have no idea what your time zone is. It's 11:49 where I'm at. So almost. You almost got it. on my side at least. Oh man. So hey, how's it going? Hope life's treating you good, because wow, this whole dead channel thing is actually a lot harder than I thought it would be. Y'all can hear me, right? I don't want this to be another scenario. Oh, Mr. J. Hold on. In some countries... My name's John in some countries. Hello, Mr. Universe. Today, I associates in art degree, and here we go, so I'm fantastic. That's great. I got my, the requirements for my diploma. I just need to wait 6 to 8 weeks to get it. And that's my Media Arts and Animations bachelor degree. So, hey, at least I got this neat little thing to hold it whenever I get it. I'm happy I'm happy guy won the fight too. As I'm gonna be doing this, Torian, the main 3D animator of the fight, it kept telling me that I should be owning my contribution, me helping in that fight in some way. So I'm just doing the thing that I'm going to be doing every single time a new Death Battle comes out that I worked on, and just talk about it, say my process, and hopefully show you a little bit of my way of why I frame certain events. I used to go to the Arts Institute of College since I graduated. Yeah, Arts Institute of Austin. It feels like I said Arts Institute of College. And yeah, so I'm about to do a thing. I'm about to just see. This is probably a bad idea. I'm probably going to get in trouble for this, but screw it. It's almost Christmas, and I want to give you guys something. Right now it doesn't seem like my Christmas holiday is going to be smooth. I know one thing I can't show you, and it's the second thing that I gave to my parents. So give me a second. I need to wait for this to, stop being douchebaggery. Alright. For safety purposes, I'm just going to make this a full screen thing, cut back in every now and again. If it works. Because right now it's not. Hold on. Honestly, it sounds fair to use post accident All Might, because if Might Guy doesn't kill him, his power would. Probably, yeah. And when it really an error occurred. What error occurred? Why do you keep doing this to me? Sometimes I feel like some internet sites where I try to store some of my stuff does this on purpose, just to get a rise out of me. And if technology does have sentience, how I actually believe it does at this point, it's right. It keeps hurting me very, very hard. Luckily, I backed it up on another save location, so if it does it again, I'll just head there. And it seems like it did, so screw this. I'm going somewhere else. I hate my life. I bet my family is appreciating that, so now I need to send them a whole nother link. I just hate. That's just it. I just hate. So I have one final thing I can do. Yes, I like the soundtrack of that fight is one of my favorites. I didn't want to ask, which Death Battle style do you prefer? I mean, we have done sprites, full animation 3D models, and live action. Which do you think gets across the good movements? To tell you the truth, if I had to be completely and utterly honest, I'd say 3D because, 3D space is so much more fun to work around. But when you have like a 2D space, for me, boarding 2D fights like Ma vs. Tatsumaki, and how many times we had to take liberties and make our own 2D style, it's something. All I have to say is 3D fights really come across as spectacle, while 2D fights, they get away with a lot of stuff because you see the limitations you have to go through, and I appreciate that more. But if I had to choose, if it was easier to do, I definitely choose 3D fights. But I definitely, the 2D sprite fights are like the close second for me. The full 2D fights like Deadpool versus the Mask and Sonic versus Mario, those fights are basically in third place. Live action fights, I've never been a live action nut. So. For this, yes, I did. Worked on animation. I did a good job. So well done. Thanks. Hey, what's up? I did, and now I'm about to see if I can do this. Then it's gonna be. I'm doing my best to break something, but apparently it's not. It's just not letting me. So give me a second. I'm gonna try one more thing, and this is gonna be a bitch to do as well. I think I'm shit out of luck. There we go. All right, it's doing it, and now I just have to do this, do that. All right, you're gonna see infinity for a second here. All right. So basically, I'm just about to also just gonna make sure, even if I have audio muted, just the storyboarding process of Might Might was fairly simple. The script called for him reading a book. A crash happens in the background, and my guy jumps in, lands, does a spin around, says, "Hey, I am here," and he freaks out a little bit. Now, when it comes to how I started things off, it was pretty easy. The one thing I was kind of confused about, that they took out apparently was in the background it was supposed to be like people screaming, and then that screaming turns into cheers because it's supposed to be, hey, my guy is reading something bad happens, he's about to spring into action, but All Might already handled it and jumped out. So it's kind of weird how they didn't keep that. So in about 2 weeks and done with the 20th century. This ain't getting 21st century. Whoops. Yeah. I don't know if I can show the full animatic with the animation because because frankly, my boss said it's not okay to do that, so I'm just gonna show you that. But basically, this fight was fun. It was my second fight I had to do. It's ironically the second fight I had to do. I've done like 7 at this point. It's the second fight I had to do since I started with the internship, and I gotta say, it was fun because it was my first 3D fight, even though I didn't really take advantage of the 3D nature very much, it was basically me and Torian going back and forth on how exactly we're gonna frame certain shots and certain scenes, and Torian's animation style and how he interpreted my animatic was fun. Because I did a few punches and kicks, and then the spin kick thing that you see in the fight. But the spin kick thing was framed incredibly differently. He turned a standard spin kick into a breakdance, just epic spin around thing. And in the script, it says they start off with an arm wrestling contest. It's like, okay, cool, interesting how you're gonna start this off, but it makes sense. These two characters, out of all the characters that you can't just say, they walk up to each other, I don't like your face, and punch, because that's happened a lot in Death Battle, because, you know, you had to get them fight pretty smoothly. But I have to say, in forms of introductions into a fight, this is one of the longest intros to having two characters fight each other because of how positive they are. So it's like, RT events now. Yeah, actually, the funny thing about RTX happened, I think, a week or so before I started working there over at Rooster Teeth. And I was like, man, I really wish I could have gone there. And we all went out to dinner one day to celebrate me joining the company. So we went out to dinner at some Korean place. It was a neat place. They even paid my own food. They're really nice people. Then I was like, yeah, I really wish I was over there at RTX. It's like, why didn't you call us? What do you mean, why didn't I call you? I wasn't quote unquote really working with you at the time. I was just an intern. I don't care. You could have came in. It was like, god damn it. Next year though, I'm going in indefinitely, even if for some odd reason I'm no longer working with the company, because they promised me they'll bring me in regardless. So it's very funny. If I just gave Sam or someone a call, I would have been in RTX that year. But yeah, I'm gonna be going to Rooster Teeth events, and whatever event that's going on live stream wise, as long as they're open for invitation of certain people, I can go there too. Yeah, I got huge Mercury. When talking to Torian about the spin kick scene, he always wanted to incorporate a breakdance style of fighting. When some people do the breakdance thing, it's like Deadpool versus Deathstroke, where the breakdancing was just to throw the opponent off because of the unpredictability of the breakdancing. Torian wanted to combine that. It's unpredictable because of the leg movement and how it's going to be kicking you all over the place. Like, I really admired how he was able to make it into an actual fighting style. And it's basically the Leaf Hurricane, the Leaf Whirlwind, quote unquote, my guy does. But Torian was going in there not even understanding what the Leaf Hurricane was. He just did it for fun. So when I saw certain reactions to the fight, they're like, oh, that's the nice interpretation of the Leaf Hurricane. It's like, hey, everybody wins, I guess. So it's not just a move guy randomly does. Because Lee learned pretty much all of his techniques from Guy. So the Leaf Hurricane is from Guy, passed down to Lee. But Torian went into that spin kick because he hates Naruto. He despises Naruto. But just because he doesn't like Naruto as a show doesn't mean he's gonna treat Guy any different from any other character he would use to make them look cool in a fight. And he really wanted to make Guy showcase that he has very good martial arts skill and fantastic kicking ability. So he really he did his job correctly. He did his job fantastically. And yeah. Since there was All Might versus my guy, I want to see Rock Lee versus Deku. It's a possibility. I would not throw it out of consideration that could happen. Olimar versus the Overlord from Overlord, the game, not the anime. Yeah, I know the game. And why do you think Olimar has a single chance in hell to defeat Overlord? Don't let Smash, fool you. Olimar is really small. Unless I'm wrong, and everything on the planet that Olimar goes through to get the Pikmin are, really huge, and he's actually human-sized, along with the Pikmin being human-sized, I'm under the impression that Olimar, along with the Pikmin, are really small. Am I right or am I wrong about that? I actually need confirmation because I'm under the impression that they would just get squished. He hates Naruto because to tell you the truth, I think it's because it got too. We did a live commentary, not a live commentary. We did a commentary of the fight, and he verbatim put his hand on my shoulder and said, "Dude, I hate Naruto," and we kind of talked about it in that segment, and he said mostly he liked part one. Part one was fine to him. It wasn't until the filler, the convoluted mess of the plot, the overuse of certain abilities, and how things just turned into Dragon Ball Z. I think it's pretty much like how most people kind of drop Naruto, because even I sort of want to do that when I was into Shippuden. I love part one. Part one had the grittiness, it had the depth, it had a lot of like actual stakes put into it, emotional tie-ins, good abilities, actual strategy, and the magic system of chakra made sense. Because you had chakra natures, you made this fire, you did this hand sign, you get water, you did this. And unlike actual magic where you can just kind of pull shit out of your ass all the time, like absolute cancel in Seven Deadly Sins, where you just apparently have a spell that can do that, which is stupid. I think it's just things got too out of hand and too long for him to care that much. So I wouldn't be surprised. Remember for Kirby is? What? Remember what Kirby is. Are you allowed to talk about the character shown at the end? All I can tell you is that is that the characters in there. Ben even tried to like throw a little bit of a curveball in the thing. All I can say is, even I'm not entirely certain that the characters that you see in there are going to be 100% in the next season. It's more of just a teaser of probable combatants. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Miles Morales, and that's the only. Oh, and Krona from Soul Eater, Krona from Soul Eater. I can't really. I don't know who exactly they're fighting. The only battles I've done so far is people are not them. So that's pretty much all I can say, because clearly, if you look at it. I can't tell you whether or not we're bringing Goku or Beerus themselves into Death Battle, because that teeter's kind of like arbitrary to me. But that's all I can really say. Unless you want to know more and I can give you my input. Pose an idea for Death Battle if I could. An alternate version fight, for example, the Fleetway version of Sonic. He is almost a different character to Sonic. Huh. I get what you're talking about. Actually, I pitched this idea myself to them. Literally yesterday. Me and Sam were just kind of just shooting the shit, talking to each other, drinking coffee, and we just got through complaining about how it's very hard to put DC characters up against like other characters in general, like the other time, like anytime you get a DC character versus like another character that doesn't have that much history, that much lore, because when you take like someone like Superman, it's like if you put anyone with less years of development time for writers to give this dude abilities and stuff like that, you're never gonna find someone good enough to beat Superman like that, and so on and so forth for most other DC characters, even Marvel characters. There's so much written stuff that there's absolutely probably something to beat them. So I'm like, why not alternate versions of characters? Instead of using comic book versions of the DC characters, why not the movie versions, which are easily scalable, so much easily scalable than their comic book counterparts. So instead of because I even did like a joke battle, like Superman from Smallville or the Superman from the DC Cinematic Universe versus Goku from Dragon Ball Evolution. I don't want that battle to happen because I'm trying to stay as far away from Dragon Ball Evolution as everyone else is, but you get what I'm coming from. There's alternate versions of these characters that are clearly different at this point, so you might as well use them if it gets too difficult to scale them since of all that shit for their comics. So I get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from. I got the impression that Olimar is small when I was playing Pikmin. I get that impression too. I thought everything is he's just really small. Do you believe part 2 of Naruto did some stuff better than part 1? The only thing part 2 Naruto did better than part 1 was... They kind of messed up power systems. It's like the power levels get so stupid later down the line. So I can't. So as a whole, I can't say they did that. Character development. If anything, I have to say the character development between everyone is roughly the same, if not slightly better in part 1. I can't rate animation because there are certain scenes, there are certain fights and stuff in part 1, like Rock Lee versus Gaara, Naruto versus Neji, Naruto versus Gaara, Naruto versus Sasuke, especially that fight, that are just phenomenal. But then you have Naruto versus Sasuke in part 2, Kakashi versus Obito in part 2. But most of those fights are pretty much close to near the end, and I can't really give any points to Naruto versus Pain, especially when you get to the over animation, I like to call it. So it's very hard. I can't. Like, really, part 1, there's nothing I can say that part 2 did better than part 1. Random death battle idea demolition derby. Obi-Wan versus Kakashi, that sounds pretty okay. It was a community death battle, so it's not out of the realms of possibility to happen. But I prefer Obi-Wan fight, someone else. If one of the choices is Miles, I'm guessing please do not do another... If one of the choices is Miles, I'm guessing please not be another Batman battle. I see what you mean. The Spider-Man versus Batman, Batman Beyond versus Spider-Man 2099 or 3099. I forgot what the actual year is. I get where you're coming from. I get what you're coming from. I don't like how they're doing that too, because it's really like this. If the character has spider sense, they're probably gonna beat the Batman character. If they don't have spider sense, like how the future Spider-Man didn't, the Batman probably will win, because the spider sense is the main thing helping them beat the tactical mindedness of the Batman character. So I get what you're saying. Miles versus Static. I've been asking for Static Shock to be in Death Battle for a long time, because one of the things I liked about Death Battle wasn't just, hey, these two characters are like great characters and they're fighting each other. It's more of just, hey, remember this character from your childhood or something like that, or back in the day, how good they were? We're gonna bring them back into the limelight because millions of people watch this show. Now you see this character again, and now we're gonna see if we can do them justice and stuff like that. There were certain conversations, like certain characters couldn't fight in Death Battle because of the popularity of them and, the mystiqueness, because you can't say they're not wrong about this. Ken versus Terry did, quote-unquote, not as good, because not many people know Terry is, and let's face it, not many people really like Ken as much as they like Ryu or something like that. So, picking up popularity of character is important, but Static is like one of those, like, great characters from the past, and fighting Miles is not that bad, especially if you want another Marvel vs. DC fight. What was it like becoming a part of RT? One of my future plans, dreams, to become a writer for a company like Miles and Carrie. So curious what your experience was like. So far, I gotta say, walking into RT, seeing how they do things, I was shocked, because when I was in college, so many people were like, once you get into the industry, this and this and that, negative, negative, negative. Once the industry does this, negative, negative, negative. You gotta do this if you want to make it into the industry. Negative, negative, negative. RT, whether you like it or not, is an industry. Okay? And I went into that industry, and I'm like, none of this of what I was told in college is correct. In fact, it is the furthest thing from correct. Because whenever I walk in there, it's like a second home to me. I'm not going to work. I'm going to another house just to do work. Not just to do what I love. And it's not work. Work is like going to 2 in the morning. I'm doing a stream at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, buddy. I'm sorry about your time zone. Very sorry about your time zone. But basically, I went to that company expecting hard, but I got in there and it is the easiest thing I pretty much ever had to do. Me waiting tables is harder than what I'm currently doing right now, and I'm getting paid twice, if not 3 times as much. So, yeah. So if you want to go into an industry like RT, and you have a passion, I think that's the main thing people need to understand when it comes to like getting an animation job. If you do not have passion into what you're trying to do, so if you have a passion of becoming a writer, if writing is literally the thing that makes you happy, there is no reason why you would say you don't like what you're doing if you're actually working in that regard. So that's basically how my life is right now. I love to draw. I sit down and draw for 12 hours straight if I felt like it. So if I'm going to work and I have 6 to 8 hours to sit there and draw, it's not hard. and constantly being told that I'm good at it helps a lot, because if you look up online, like if you have access to open up another tab, go on Google and type in how long does it take to storyboard something, or just a storyboard, you're gonna get like a little tab thing open up saying it takes 10 to 20 minutes per frame. So on the low end, it takes you a 10-minute max, 10-minute minimum, and at max it takes you 20 minutes. And this is like with the script, with all the stuff, you have a perfect frame for animators to use in 10 to 20 minutes. So 24 frames would take you 8 hours on the high end and 4 hours on the low end, correct? I did 24 frames, and I timed myself. I did 24 frames with all the works, different. It's not like I was like taking a frame and moving something slightly. No, I'm drawing and redrawing something else, drawing this, drawing that. 24 frames. It took me 45 to an hour to get that done. I am stupidly fast. So that proves that I'm good at what I'm doing, correct? Because I'm not one to praise my own abilities, because I'm usually used to shitting on them. So seeing that makes me happy. So I'm happy at this current job that I'm currently working at. So if you want to get a job at RT, being a writer, or get a job somewhere like RT for writing, do it. Because clearly, if you're passionate about writing, it shouldn't be too hard. And yet someone assumed Six Path Madara has the same power level as Nappa. Whoever said that, I don't... What? Static Shock versus Black Lightning is also a good fight. But I'm trying to avoid Death Battle doing the whole... Since they have the same power set, like, almost verbatim, we should put them in the fight together. Because then it's like... shouldn't the other be kind of immune to it? It's like Cole McGrath from Infamous fighting another Cole McGrath. They're immune to lightning, so... I heard in a Death Battle cast that Apocalypse, X-Men versus Quartermaster Camp might happen. That's a community death battle. And granted, again, if you like the battle so much, we might consider doing it in a later season or something like that. But I'm pretty sure that was a joke. You are. Then why is a guy names you not eating lunch? I'm not eating lunch because I already ate. I ate at 11. I'm fine. Danny Phantom versus Jake Long better be hand-drawn. Better be hand-drawn, you say. Why Danny Phantom versus Jake Long, I must ask. Because it's like, can't Danny, like scream him away? How powerful is Jake? I kind of forgot. I know he's okayly strong, but I don't see him being strong. It's very hard because I thought I wanted Danny Phantom versus like Juniper Lee, or Juniper Lee versus Jake Long, but like Juniper Lee is not strong enough, I would say, to beat Danny, but she's overly strong to beat Jake. So it's like, but I really want Juniper Lee to show up after rewatching the series. So it was like, I have a question as a small... Oh yeah, Danny Phantom was in the preview. So you think you're gonna fight Jake Long? I thought I want him to fight Juniper. But all right, I have a question as a small time artist. What is the worst habit you picked up while drawing? Mine is that you have to look perfect, so weird angles, awkward hands, or whatever. Yep. Actually, no, we pretty much have the same kind of thing. I am a perfectionist when it comes to my boards, man. Like there are certain frames. Granted, I'm still taking like 5 to 6 minutes, but there are certain frames where I'm just like, no, that head's not right. Nope, that head's not right. Nope, that eye's weird. I don't have to get a facial expression, but I want to because it feels right. Okay, this hand is stupid. They don't bend that way. It's like that sort of thing. I'm a perfectionist when it comes to that, but somehow it does not detriment my speed. So, yeah. But yeah, we pretty much have the same type of like habit there. You go plus ultra every time you storyboard, apparently, because it is very weird. I don't mean to say this like, oh man, I'm that much of a god. I'm only saying it because it is that weird to me. I thought my speed of doing storyboards, how I drew them, my process, I thought I was doing everything wrong. I thought I was doing everything like the hardest way possible, making it so that I'm probably the slowest person to do storyboards. But after watching other storyboard artists, seeing their process and seeing how long it takes them to do certain things, and I'm not only fast, I'm also efficient with quality, so I'm not sacrificing quality with speed or speed with quality. I'm literally in the middle, perfect with the two of them. I honestly cannot believe that because for the longest time I thought I was stupid. So if Screw Attack does theme fights, take the two most characters people wanted in Smash Bros. A winner gets to be in Smash. Trust me, man, if we had that power, it would be amazing. And get a Mask vs. Deadpool fight. I thought it was a good fight. The Camp animators are fantastic. How their processes go is incredible. They go through so many different things. The current stuff they're working on, I can't really say whether or not it's Death Battle or not, but it's not Death Battle. The current stuff that they're working on, it's interesting. The processes of finding something, drawing it like 15 different times to get a proper look for this character is impeccable to me. Because when I do storyboards or when I'm about to map out something, I just fucking draw it, you know? But they get like 15 different references from all different angles from this one character, and then they just get it done in their own personal style, and this is what they're going to be using for that animation. That's like, wow, that's amazing. So when it got to the Deadpool versus Mask fight, and I see the movement, I see how fast it go, I will say the only thing I had a problem with that fight is that the pacing was weird, but it's Deadpool versus the Mask, so I didn't really expect that much when it comes to pacing between these two. Wow, yes, apparently. They're half-man teens. By the way, nice new haircut. I hate it. Jake Long can fight ghosts, I believe. I believe that. No, I am under the impression that he can probably punch Danny, even if he goes intangible or something like that. I am almost entirely certain that is a thing. Since he is a mythical creature, that his mythical creatureness can probably, and he probably fought ghosts when he was in his time. But if I had to choose between a thematic theming fight, I would probably lean more towards Jake versus Juniper, because Jake and Juniper do pretty much the same thing. They go out and stop other mythical creatures from messing up with the balance and stuff like that. They also have very old, wise teachers that taught them pretty much everything they knew, and a talking dog. While Danny, the only similarity they have with it is that he goes off and fights ghosts, and he has a transformation sequence like Jake Long does. That's pretty much all I can really see. His friends and stuff are a little bit of the dynamic, but that's pretty much it. But when it comes to like pure thematic, Juniper will be fighting Jake because he could be doing something, and Jake will be fighting Juniper because he feels like she's doing something that's upsetting the balance of what's going on. Makes more sense to me, and I feel like the power gap, because Danny is strong, alright? His ghostly wail alone can probably take out both of those guys. But that's just it. Then again, I do also want to kind of have Juniper Lee versus Kim Possible, because I think Kim, with her suit, with her battle suit that she gets in the movie, is comparable to Juniper and what she can do. But, that's just me. Juniper, okay, no, hold on. Danny Phantom versus Deadman from DC Doom. Not bad. Palutena versus Amaterasu. Trust me, man. I want to get Amy in a fight in Death Battle so badly. And if it's against Palutena, fine. Ace Ventura versus Austin Powers. That's not bad. I can see that to be in a good live action fight if we can find good actors to look like Jim Carrey and I forgot his name. Shrek. If you could pick one character that you could take away or not allowed to be in Death Battle, which character would that be? Goku. Let the rage begin. The Mask versus One Punch Man. Saitama needs to fight someone who has pretty much almost the same skill set. Not gag, like just more like, okay, his entire gimmick is being strong. Kirito is actually a better match for One Punch Man than any other like gag character. Aqua, Kingdom Hearts versus Lightning. I don't think it's not impossible for us to do that since they're technically different series, but since they're both square, it'll be a little awkward. It's not impossible. We've clearly done thematic fights in revolving around something be in the same vein, like Saitama, like Ma versus Tatsumaki. They're made by the same dude, so it makes sense. But Aqua versus Lightning, Lightning would destroy Aqua, even though I'm the advocate to let people know that Kingdom Hearts characters are fucking strong. But Lightning, after Final Fantasy 13-3, I believe, or was it 2? One of the two. Lightning has gotten so much of a buff that she can beat Goku, for Christ's sakes, and that's no small feat. As much as I give Goku shit, he is a threshold to understand just how powerful a character is. All right, if they can beat Goku, probably shouldn't put them in death battle. Yeah, me too. So that's why I'm gonna be growing out so I can get it back because I fucking hate this haircut. If not, apply to. Yeah, we're in Austin, RT, from a different country. You apply first and move, or move and apply. Since I was already in Round Rock, which is not that far away from Austin, and they were just hiring anyway, I just kind of gave it a shot. Sam gave me a call, and then we had a little bit of an interview process, and I said I was going. Luckily enough, me and my mom found this apartment complex to help me just be closer. Because even if I wasn't living down here, I would have gone the extra mile to do the 3-hour bike / 3-hour ride down here in general, because I want to be in this job so badly. And eventually, once I get enough money, get this apartment, which luckily I cut out that middleman before that actually had to happen. But either way, yeah, if you're going to apply, they're in Austin. I'm pretty sure there's probably another company outpost somewhere. But I'm the one in Austin, so if you're going to apply, be sure that you know that you want to be here in Austin. Okay, now I got to the who is Juniper question. Juniper Lee is a character from The Adventures of Juniper Lee. I forgot the full title. But she's a character who is basically like American Dragon Jake Long, who was trained by an old wise master who used to be the thing that she is now. Has a talking dog, an annoying little brother, and she goes around beating giant monsters and other mythical creatures. A lot of the guys over at Death Battle didn't know how strong Juniper was, and as soon as I mentioned, by the way, she beat the Norse god Loki, they kind of got a little, okay, yeah, I see what you mean. Also, thoughts on the Kingdom Hearts Remind trailer that came out a few weeks ago. I think it's fantastic. I don't know if the people who are here are the people who watch my Let's Play, but even though I know I'm gonna get copyright struck to hell, because I'm still getting notifications that they're copyright not striking, but copyright claiming my Kingdom Hearts stuff. Even though that is happening, it is not gonna stop me from doing a Let's Play of the Kingdom Hearts Remind DLC. Because I am waiting for this. You're going to have good data battles. We're going to explore Scala at Kylum. We're going to see more emphasis on what happened when everyone got swept away by that giant Heartless tornado. Apparently, Aqua was seeing multiple evil versions of herself flying at her and stuff like that. More explanations on certain. Granted, if I was the people making Kingdom Hearts, I would have waited the extra year. I know another year of waiting would have been bad, but I would have waited the extra year to add that Remind stuff into the base game. Because literally everything that's in Remind right now is literally everything everyone had a problem with when playing Kingdom Hearts 3 already. It's like, oh, this is so convoluted, nothing's being explained, this is weird, this doesn't seem very satisfying. Oh wait, he just evaporates like that? Oh my god. Literally the Remind, oh, Kyrie's useless still. Literally, you get to play as Kyrie now, and I'm like, congratulations, yeah! And Kyrie seems to be with Sora fighting a more powerful looking version of Xehanort. So now if Kyrie ever comes into Death Battle, we can scale her to Sora, and that's great. So yeah, Remind, it's gonna be fantastic. I'm gonna play the shit out of that. Still got Kingdom Hearts 3 right here. I'm ready for it. Just have to wait for it to come out. Kim Possible versus Sam from Totally Spies. Now, the thing is about Kim Possible versus Sam, I get it. I see what you're coming from. Good fight. But the only problem is, if we're going to have a Totally Spies fight, I really want all three of them. Three of them to come in. And the only characters that thematically work are Charlie's Angels. The OGs, not the new ones. Or you want to count the new ones, either or, if you want to give them more fighting chance. But if the Charlie's Angels fought the Totally Spies would just mop the floor with Charlie's Angels. And I think we can all agree on that. Even if you don't know Charlie's Angels and you know anything about Totally Spies, you would know they'd probably win. But Kim versus just one of them seems kind of awkward to me. But it's like saying we're going to take Blossom and then never really do Buttercup or Bubbles. That's a team fight waiting to happen. But I do like the fight idea. But I think Kim would win only because I don't remember that much of the gadget and stuff that Totally Spies has. Because if we're going to have Kim Possible, I have to put her in her suit. And that's the battle suit she has in the movie. And that shit is broken. Yeah, Amaterasu from Okami. Has it... Oh, wait. Who the next... Primer Fighter? Alright, since they already showed New York City, I'm guessing fighting will be based on theater. Premier Fighter or... I don't want to see another One Piece character. I do want to see another One Piece character at some point. Sooner or later it might happen. I mean, it's not impossible. Me and Sam actually, again, when me and Sam were talking, he had such a hard time writing Zoro versus Urza, and really tried to do his best to represent both characters the best way he possibly could. But it's primarily because truth be told, and I'm pretty sure they said this, and I'm gonna reiterate it just to emphasize, they do their best to go into as much as feasibly possible into these characters in their shows. And both Fairy Tail and One Piece, especially One Piece, have so much shit to fucking cover. So Sam was having like, okay, wait, what's Azura? Azura is a thing you can do? Alright, what's that thing that you use for the mountain? Wait, by the way, did Azura come before or after the mountain thing? Does the multiplier happen even though he hasn't used Azura after the mountain thing? And what do you mean he will get a buff when he takes off his stupid eye patch? Oh, it's adorable. But yeah, One Piece characters. Now that I'm here and I'm a fan of One Piece, I'm pretty sure whenever we get a new One Piece character, I will do my best to help them if they have some trouble. Okay, this is probably the most controversial death battle that would happen throughout existence. Mario versus Luigi? We can't really do that. Granted, the only fight that we ever had a same series one was the Koopa versus Goomba thing, but they made it perfectly clear that we're not actually going to do same universe fights. Unless it's a truly, like, we're running out of ideas kind of thing. So, yeah, I can see how it would be kind of controversial because a lot of people can see a lot of ways that Luigi could win due to some of his own personal feats. And the fact that he is scalable to Naruto. Maruto. It makes sense, but that flare jump can get him an extra height distance, in which he has been known to jump higher than his brother, which could give him the edge. Deku versus Miraculous Ladybug, both optimistic, awkward heroes who make big IQ plays. It would be cool to see Deku counter a Lucky Charm. It would be, but what if he can't? See, think about it though. What if he can't though? It's like, because name all the people. I haven't been able to get into most of their Miraculous Ladybug, but has someone ever legitimately countered the Lucky Charm? Has anyone ever like said nope to your Lucky Charm and they won because of it or something like that? Tell me that, and then I can see Deku probably being able to do it, because Deku is a very smart bastard. But there are pretty smart bastards in Miraculous Ladybug, and they can't do it because it's so out of nowhere. Even Ladybug herself Marinette herself has to come up with, why the fuck do I have this pen for some reason? Penny versus Alita Battle Angel. I wanted Penny versus. I suggested Penny versus Aegis from Persona. Since apparently now, thanks to Weiss versus Mitsuru, we have a Persona Ruby matchup deal, which is interesting because it's like, okay, Yang fought Tifa, Weiss fought Mitsuru, so it's like it's different series at that point. Unlike Marvel versus DC, we have like a specific role to go with. It's like if we have a Marvel character, let's see if a DC character can counter that, because Marvel versus DC, popular characters like that rake in views and gets in good research and shit like that. Penny versus Alita. The only thing about Alita is that she has one movie under her belt. Then again, there is the manga. You know what? Not bad. No, I can see that being a pretty awesome fight. Actually, that would be a good one. I want Jenny to come in. What's your most anticipated game announcement from the Game Awards? I haven't watched the Game Awards. It's not that it's not like I agree with the people who say that the Game Awards are dying and people are stopped watching and stuff like that. I haven't watched the Game Awards for 4 years now. I'm gonna watch the trailers that came from the Game Awards later, but I have to tell you the truth. I have not watched the Game Awards. I'm sorry. Penny versus Jenny. Jenny would beat Penny because Jenny has something Penny hasn't. And that's the fact that Jenny has once flown into space, destroyed a bunch of meteors, and casually can just do that, while Penny hasn't even shown to be able to really break Mach 5. So, yeah. Sakura Haruno versus Kairi. Not a bad fight. People want Sakura versus Tifa, and granted, it'll be another good way to bring back a fighter into thing while also introducing another character from another from a series. And thus, I'm trying to find a character for Sakura to fight too, because it's like we got all of Team 7 minus Kakashi and Sakura. I want Sakura to fight someone equal to her power when it comes to punching. I want Kakashi to fight someone who is equal to his intelligence and can counter most of his abilities, because it's like, really, if we're taking Kakashi at his best, full Mangekyou Sharingan and all, he's probably going to destroy them with the giant Susanoo. So, Agent 47 versus James Bond. Not a bad fight. Probably another live action one that can work out. That'd be at least fair to throw in Ron Stoppable to at least as a 2v3. If we add Ron, then Totally Spies just lose. People seem to forget Ron can tap into his mystical monkey power, and we're gonna have to use that. It's not like we can say he lost it, because he clearly didn't. He has mystical monkey power, and he's scalable to the Warlords. The Warlords got bodied by him casually grabbing them and chucking them so hard into their ship that it exploded on contact. So, I'm pretty sure the Totally Spies are strong. I'm pretty sure the Totally Spies have gadgets that can give them a one-up on a one-on-one fight. But once Ron activates his mystical monkey power, he stomps. Which is the problem with me and Ron. I wanted to get Ron in Death Battle for a long time, but it's like, since he has that stupid ability, who can he fight that can take that on? And it's not like a one-sided fight from the beginning. It's like, god damn it. Damn you, Ron. Damn you, Ron, for stepping up monkey style. Sanji versus Blaziken. That would be a weird fight. I believe a Pokemon versus anyone will always be a weird fight, because it's the Pokemon. Which is why I see why Pokemon battles are either against another Pokemon-like figure, like Lucario versus Renamon, and other Pokemon themselves, like the trio. And I guess it's another example of in-universe fighting dynamics. But yeah, I could see a Mario Luigi being more of a possibility thanks to that fight. And the Mega Man Battle Royale, stuff like that. That's interesting. But, like, Sanji versus Blaziken. They spin. They spin kick with fire. That's... Only what happened was Pokemon, TMNT, and I guess technically Mega Man. Yeah. That was very situational, kind of. And it has to be like, okay, the one thing they all have in common is that it's more than just two. It's generally, you have to make sure, unless it's a gag fight, you have to make sure that it's more than just two. So to tell you the truth, I think Mario versus Luigi versus Wario and Waluigi. That seems like an actual battle royale fight that they would do in the same universe vein, because it's like, okay, that's more interesting than just having two, which I believe is their mantra at that point. Sanji versus Mercury. What do you think about that fight? Sanji would beat Mercury mostly because Mercury, if you're gonna wank his abilities, let's say we take all the things that he has done on face value. He can dodge lightning thanks to him fighting the Fall Maiden. When he fought the Fall Maiden, he was dodging the lightning that she was calling down from the sky. So we can interpret that to be actual lightning. So since Mercury can dodge that lightning, he should be lightning speed, at least a leader of lightning speed. So that's pretty fast. He's able to go up against, compete, and match Yang, Ruby, and other characters of that verse that are comparable and scalable to them. So he's at least multi-city block to maybe, at best, huge throw out there, small mountain level. But then you have Sanji, who is comparable to Zoro, and Zoro can casually cut a mountain in half. Zoro and Sanji have been known throughout the entire series, especially now, to be comparable in strength with one another because they're sort of pseudo rivals in a way. So they're comparable in strength through their actions and who they have fought. Sanji has fought Luffy. Sanji has fought many people on Whole Cake Island. He has fought many things. And some people are expecting him to fight many powerful characters over in Wano. So it's like, really, if we're going to take Sanji's major kicks into consideration, he is above mountain to maybe, at highest, small country. Small. So it's like, when it comes to power output, I believe Sanji takes the cake on Mercury. In forms of speed, Sanji has Mercury beat. Mercury may be able to dodge lightning, but Sanji has been shown to kick off the air. Granted, it can be classified as just an ability and not actually speed, but he is also comparable again to Zoro, who dodges lightning and fights the Admiral that literally turns his body into light, for fuck's sake. So also, the Pansy-Vista with the laser beam. Those have been calculated to be sub-relativistic at best. And Luffy, who can be somewhat comparable with Sanji, since they're all part of the same crew, bodied the fuck out of a Pansy-Vista after they got back from their time skip. So yeah, both speed and power, Sanji got Mercury beat. I get Kick Boys. Kick Boys are good. Kick Boys are great. But Mercury, not the proper kick boy for the situation, I believe. I could be wrong. I could be wanking, and I could be downplaying Mercury's abilities. But it is a fun. I had to think about it, so it means it's up there. But again, I'm not a researcher, so for all I fucking know, the researcher can find something that I just completely don't know. Robust countered Robustus countered Lucky Charm, and most Akumas seem to lose intelligence with the exception of Markov, the robot. So, basically, if you're saying it like that, then yeah, I can see Deku countering Lucky Charm. But the only thing about Lucky Charm that makes it so that it makes it something that I can see Deku both having problems with, and because clearly he only has one shot. Lucky Charm will clearly be the reason why Marinette would win if she pulls it off. But if Deku is smart enough to counter it, then she loses, because then she loses her ability. She can't really do anything about that, and Deku can just finger flicker out of existence. So basically, will I say Deku is smarter than Markov? It's very hard for me to say, because Markov is an artificial intelligence, and he had the ability to not only counter Miraculous Ladybug, but Cat Noir and a lot of other different things, and was this close to winning, and can control many different machines and had that under his belt. Deku, especially now, currently in the manga, I do see him getting the upper hand in forms of abilities, because his abilities right now are going through the roof. So really, I do think Deku can probably counter it, if I really have to be honest with myself. Probably. Oh, jeez. Satoru versus Minoru Mineta, a fight of the pervy kids. If we're gonna, okay, I'm not gonna call Konohamaru a saint, but he's not as pervy as Mineta. And plus, Mineta would get his ass bodied by Konohamaru, especially current Konohamaru. See, that's the only thing. That's the whole thing. Because if we're gonna bring Konohamaru into death battle, we're not gonna use young Konohamaru. We have to use older Konohamaru, and older Konohamaru is almost like mountain level. So, yeah, I see what you did though. Jetstream Sam versus Adam Taurus. Red blades cutting off protagonist's arms. Funny. The Wolf Among Us was season 2 was confirmed in the Game Awards. The only thing I cared about, honestly, and now that's the only thing I care about, honestly, because I've been waiting for season 2 of The Wolf Among Us for years, so I'm happy. Yeah, also, yeah, I did see the trailer of RE3. I didn't know that was a Game Awards. I thought that was like a state of play thing. But yeah, RE3 is going to be exciting to see. How many people think of Ron, they normally can't pass his incompetence. Yeah, it's like you people tend to forget. They look at people's faults before the end of the series. End of series Ron is mountain level. About that personally, honestly, I think Travis Touchdown versus Luke Skywalker would be dope, especially since No More Heroes parody Star Wars a lot. Laser swords have been copied by many things in Star Wars for years, but Travis Touchdown, along with No More Heroes in general, didn't just copy off parody Star Wars. It parodies literally almost anything you can think of. Just thanks to the laser sword that he has, yes, Star Wars is like, whoa, the big caveats. But here's the thing about weebs. Laser swords are kind of like the weeb's best friend. I see what you're coming from, though. But Luke Skywalker versus Travis Touchdown. Travis is strong. He's fought many strong people, but he can't really counter the Force very, very well. I can't see him countering the Force. Yakiyanka versus Videl. Videl, probably. You know, well, it's not like she's a planet buster. She's nowhere near the same level as any other character who can actually manipulate ki. Nowhere near that. In fact, if you get her on a bad day, I think Mr. Satan could probably beat her. So it's like, not a bad fight. 100% T-Reg MLP versus All For One. All For One would would get beat by 100% T-Reg. T-Reg should be star level at that point. And All For One's biggest feat is taking out a Prime All Might, and we count Prime All Might to be small country to large mountain to mountain range level. So yeah, he gets dwarfed in power, basically. And plus, if you take something on face value, when he got beat by All Might with that final punch, that was actually a really weak punch in comparison to what a 100% All Might would be. Because the punch that he did, think about it this way. Would that punch have been more impactful? AKA, it would have hurt much more if the whole body of All Might was there. And your answer would be yes, because you have way more force being put behind the actual initial punch. But since it was Small Might throwing that huge hand at him, the actual impact of that punch is not as big as it could be, which is why we even say in the analysis that All Might's best attack isn't even the United States of Smash. It's actually far weaker than the punch he uses on a low-leveled character in the beginning of the series. And that just further showed just how, like, not strong that initial punch is. Yes, it's flashier, but it's actually not as strong as changing the freaking weather. So, I guess I still can't believe that Death Battle didn't do Ben 10 versus DC's H-Del, but instead it was Green Lantern. The only similarities they both wear green jewelry. Yeah, I have my complaints for that fight too. Trust me. Wally versus Rob. Nice. I don't want to see either of them die though, so I don't want it. Yeah, All For One is kind of too OP for 100% T-Reg. In my opinion, Yeah. All for one is too OP for 100% T-Rex? Alright, then we have a debate here, Mr. Dowdy McDowderpuss of my boy, the great and powerful T-Rex. 100% T-Rex. Again, I've already said, it's star level. So tell me what thing can counter a star level attack from T-Rex in all for one's favor. I need to know, because I want to see your thought process. Because I like debates, and debates are fun. So I want to know why you think 100% T-Rex, the T-Rex that fought 3 Princess Imbued Twilight Sparkle, can't beat All For One, a guy who can barely take down a extremely weakened All Might. Vanitas versus Dark Pit. Nice fight. I think Vanitas would take it. Because I'm not in top. I think Vanitas would take it because Vanitas comparable to Ventus and Sora. And since Sora can beat Pit, and Dark Pit is comparable because he's almost exactly like, if not 100%, just a recolor of Pit. Honestly, Death Battle can't be the same exception for Deku. Honestly, Death Battle can't the same exception for Deku they did for All Might. Are you trying to say we can't like say, okay, All For One is with this power he can output that much level since it's the same skill or something? Because I'm kind of confused with your wording. Has 2 combatants. Would you submit for a Death Battle with the theme superpowered evil side, such as Dark Sonic, Fleetway Sonic for example. Superpowered evil side. Superpowered evil side. That's actually a thing I need to think about, because there's not many people that Darkspine Sonic, or Dark Sonic in general, is definitely like the height of that, but it's like Chris Redfield versus Bill from Left 4 Dead. Not bad. I don't remember Bill very much, but I believe Chris would take it due to experience. Luke defeated a wizard. Yeah. So did a lot of other Jedi, considering that Jedi are just space wizards. So that's not impressive. Darth Vader defeated a wizard. Ahsoka defeated a wizard. Darth Vader, when he was Anakin, defeated many wizards. Obi-Wan defeated many wizards. But they're from space. How do I know T-Rex is star level? Well, if we're talking 100%, if you're going to tell me that Discord isn't star level and he's only planet for some reason, even though he clearly is star level, or at least above that with reality warping, he absorbed all the magic. He absorbed all the magic from Discord. He absorbed all the magic from the main 6. He absorbed all the princess magic, being Celestia, Luna, and Cadence, with Twilight herself. Celestia can move a star, making her star level. Luna can move a moon, making her at least moon level. And Cadence, while she hasn't been shown to move anything, should be comparable to Twilight and at least a subversion of the princesses. And since he has literally all of them encased in one thing, even if you want to if you want to nerf him down to multi-continental, because he has to be at least that with much magical potential, he would still beat All For One. It's like, how is him not absorbing a character who can move a star, not giving him star level power? Because the only people he has fought the only people he has fought so far and tanked his attacks are people who should be at that level too. So he can't really debunk me on how it shouldn't be right. In fact, the conjoined 3 beam thing you see at the very end of the series, while that's not 100% T-Rex, you can compare him to 100% T-Rex, but that 3 beam thing, that beam there, shit ton of TNT. That T-Rex star level. There for this discussion? Apparently not. I still have yet have someone say that I'm wrong in that fact. Just that they didn't know that I was saying it. Cinder, Ruby versus Anaku. One Piece. They might be the most fair One Piece versus Ruby fight I can think of. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. I need to see more of what Cinder can do before I want to say she just loses. Actually, Alexander. What about Dark Jack from Jack and Daxter? That's just it. When it comes to certain dark characters, I think that's my main problem. I know a lot of people who have dark side powers, but it's like we can't just have that dark side character there because one, usually most of the time that dark side character has a limit, and or we already had that character in there and it already showcased their abilities truthful. And plus, when they go into that dark side, they can only do like so much before they go revert back to their normal form. From what I know from Death Battle, we're not used to just doing a powered up character versus another power up character without giving that other character the limitations of what that power up does. So Sun Wukong versus Cat, yeah, that's pretty good. If Deku uses a limb to attack at full power, that limb is now useless. Yes. I forgot what conversation we're talking about here. At that point, I have no clue what we're talking about. At this point, after all the other things I was talking about, what you just said is so out of left field. Yeah, that is true. If you use the limb, so refresh my memory. All right, what about Kaido? Kaido. Okay, that's an actual. Only because I'm scared of Kaido. I haven't read up recently, or right now with One Piece, but right now Kaido seems to be. I don't think he's star level though. I don't think he's star level. No one in One Piece right now seems to be star level to me. So I do like the fight because I want to see Kaido in a Death Battle too because I love Kaido. He's a honking mass of wanton destruction, and so is T-Rex. So I see thematically it makes more sense. Ever, huh? Jack and Daxter's make it a call. T-Rex destroys. There you go. One person agrees. Could T-Rex compare to Broly? No. Haven't seen the new movie yet. No. Broly, the current Broly, right now we have in canon Broly, could mollywomp his old self. Because even old Broly could beat T-Rex. Because I'm only putting T-Rex bare minimum star level because of Celestia and Luna and Cadence and the combined nature of all three of them, along with Twilight's own magic potential, which has been showcased to be comparable to the Pillars. And the Pillars fought Stygian, who was the Pony of Shadows, and she could match his strength. Granted, he was a little bit nerfed at the time, but that's still impressive how he was complementing her abilities. And that's just me really just giving T-Rex the benefit of the doubt from having all that energy inside of him to be at star level. But Broly, in the past, could wipe out an entire galaxy in like a few minutes, which is massively faster than light. So the destructive capability has to be at least multi-solar system. At least to even get the bare minimum of that. And current Broly, no. No, he can mollywomp God Goku, and God Goku is at least way beyond universal. So, no. I do want that Broly in Death Battle, too. It's like, if we're ever going to do Broly, we better be doing Canon Broly. We better be doing Canon Broly. I think we are obligated to do Canon Broly. Yeah, Luna's whole star and moon moving thing, not a feat based on raw power, but more of a thing where their cutie marks are fixed towards the star and the moon. No. Do not get confused with your special talent, meaning that you're better. Do not get confused with the special talent of a cutie mark being the thing that makes you better than anyone else that could do it. In the past, 5 or 6 unicorns had to use their combined efforts to move the sun and move the moon back in the day. And then Celestia, being a princess, being that one with that much magical potential, she could just casually do it herself. And her cutie mark established that because she is that. But that does not take away from the fact that she should have that magical potential. Plus, if that was the case, and it was just being good at it for some reason, there would be no reason for Celestia and or Luna to give off a piece of their energy toward Twilight if it's just something they could just do other people can just do naturally through talent. It has to be with magical ability itself. And even if you want to take it like that, even if you want to say yes, let's do it like that. Let's say I concede and say yes. It's because of their cutie mark. It's because of their talent being able to move the star. Does not take away that you're moving a star. All right? If you're going to go up to me and say, John, you're just using a device to push the star away from the planet. You're not actually star level. And then I just push the button and I move the star closer to Earth and just destroying it. That does not make me not star level. With this device, I am officially star level. So, for Celestia, with her cutie mark, with that talent to be able to move the star, she is star level. And since Tyrek zaps the magic, taking away the cutie mark of the character as well, meaning he also gains that natural talent as well, as seen in the fight with Twilight. Because, I don't know about you, but Tyrek can't fly. But he looked like he was flying pretty okay when he was fighting Twilight. So he does keep that actual talent. It's like he does keep that actual talent from what he takes. And plus, they were at an impasse. They were literally equal. They weren't hurting each other at all. They were at a stalemate. So I still have to say, yes, Tyrek is star level, taking away the magical talent that Celestia has. He has the ability to move the moon if he felt like it. He has the ability to move the star to the Earth if he felt like it. That means he can win. Starlight Gun versus Starfire. I'm not going to touch that with a 3-foot pole. Like, I don't think Celestia can move a different star that isn't the Earth Sun. I don't doubt that either. Like, let's say, yeah, I will agree. She can only move that sun. But that does not take away from her star level ability, and it doesn't take away from the fact that Tyrek took away that star level ability and can now use that ability verbatim. Because here's the thing. The proof of the matter is how I know Tyrek, thanks to the season finale, how I know Tyrek has the ability to use the abilities that he takes away from the characters is the scene where Discord loses his chaotic magic. We already saw Tyrek absorb Discord's chaotic magic, but he never used it. Why? Oh, because Tyrek can't use the actual abilities of the characters. No, he didn't use it because he is not the type of character that can control that kind of actual weirdness. He can use the strength buff from it, but he can't actually snap his fingers and do things that Discord can. But he does have the capability, meaning that he also should have the capability of moving the sun and the moon, thus making him star level. Velvet versus Taskmaster. Not a bad fight, but the only thing that makes Velvet strong is that she's able to take pictures of a particular weapon and copy that. But if the only person she's, copying is Taskmaster, is either going to be a stalemate until Velvet runs out of abilities to copy off of Taskmaster until she utterly adapts to himself and beats her. I want to see Chopper in Death Battle. I want to see Chopper in Death Battle too. Well, I suggest Fleetway is Supersonic because he separated from Sonic for a while, and unlike original Supersonic, Fleetway has no time limit. Yeah, I remember. I think I know who you're talking about. I'm not good with names, but I think I know who you're talking about after telling me what it is. You don't have to give that much of a spiel. It's just that, again, I can't say much. Jarek versus Star Butterfly. I don't know how powerful Star is. I honestly don't. I really don't. Some people say she's universal. Some people say that's just one feat and it doesn't actually correlate to the rest of her abilities. I don't know. Yeah, same as regular magic. When T-Rex absorbed Discord's magic, he gained a boost of power. But Discord's chaos power is unrelated to my raw power. Yes, he didn't use it because that's just not his thing to use. But I'm pretty sure if 5 unicorns can move the sun, T-Rex can do it too if he felt like it. Especially with that much raw power. Because that's why the 5 unicorn. Now you're just giving me more ammo. You telling me now he has a bunch of raw power, right? They say 5 unicorns can move the sun thanks to their raw power before Celestia could do it with her innate talent. Unless you're going to tell me that T-Rex isn't as strong as 5 unicorns now, which is stupid to say. I'm just going to throw that out there. He should have the ability to move the sun. He moves the sun. He's star level. That's it. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta versus current base Goku. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, because current base Goku, while strong, he isn't a fusion. Not at all. It's mostly effective against magic users. All for one wouldn't be much of an effort to him. Yeah, not yeah. And like he literally the only thing all for one has against Tyrek is brute force, and that's not gonna do much to Tyrek since he can tank attacks from Twilight without even flinching, and any energy based attacks he'll just absorb. Current base Goku. Why exactly? Because Super Saiyan. Oh, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. My fault. My fault. I take it back. No, my fault. If you're saying anything now, stop typing it. I was reading it. I was thinking Super Saiyan God versus the one that fought Broly. No, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta will get bodied by Goku. Like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta will get bodied by base Goku. Like immediately. Like instantly. Easily. My fault. I was reading that incorrectly. My bad. I haven't finished Super yet. Only finished the Champa's tournament, but it's okay for me to go straight to the new movie. Don't access to the dub or Super, and so far from be kind of thinking about skipping the new movie. I say don't. The animation alone should be worthy, good for entry. Because me and Josh, we didn't really like Dragon Ball. We hated Dragon Ball Super. We thought it was like the worst thing to happen to Dragon Ball since GT. So it's like, no, we hated it. But as soon as we saw the trailers to Broly, it's like we had to give this a watch. The animation alone is worth the price of admission. Everything else is still good. I don't know, most of Super gets boring aside from UI. Yeah, Ultra Instinct is the only thing that made Super interesting, and it didn't save the series for me. Super Saiyan Rose, not so much. But Goku Black, if handled correctly, saying is Celestia is powerful enough to fight Superman. No? No, she's not. She's nowhere near powerful to fight Superman. Just because she has the sun doesn't... In fact, let's say she's fighting Superman and she gets rid of the sun, thus meaning that he can't draw energy from it. Superman has many comics showing that he can go through black holes without even having any type of sun rays at all. What people seem to forget about Death Battle is that we actually nerfed the fuck out of Superman so Goku has at least a fighting chance. If we were to use the best Superman out there, and I'm not talking about Superman Prime 1 million. No, fuck that one. We're talking about the actual strong ones. Like Superboy Prime. Superman Prime would destroy all of Dragon Ball if he felt like it. No. Celestia can't fight Superman. Just because you're star level doesn't mean you can fight someone who draws their energy from the star. Especially if that person doesn't even need the star to be that strong to begin with. No. Wait, what about when Celestia and Luna swap cutie marks? They swap the ability to raise... You're saying they swap their the whole magic level? Again, I agree with you. It's just talent. So when they have their cutie marks there, their magic talent diverted from each other. So now this one has this type of magic, and this one has this type of magic. This one's good for the sun, this one's good for a move. I'm agreeing with the cutie mark establishing actual talent. I'm agreeing with you. It's not just magic potential. But I already said, if you have the ability to move something, and it got taken away from you, and Tyrek has already showcased that he can use talent like that, he just doesn't want to use that talent on Discord's side because he is not that good. And for raw magic potential from 5 unicorns, and you know Tyrek is strong enough to have that raw magic potential, he should be able to move the sun. He's star level. I think Pinky having Discords for a couple of moments who go insane. Yep. You have Discord. I think Pinky confirmed it due to having Discords for a couple of moments made her go insane. Really, if you really think about it, yeah, Pinkie Pie going insane like that, and it's not like he did any. It's not like Tyrek did anything different. He literally absorbed all of Discord's magic. There's nothing different from how he gets it from the bell or how he gets it from his own ability to zap magic away. So he's incredible. Granted, Pinky's not the best in forms of scaling sanity, so. Thank goodness you realized I was already typing. It's like I'm reading it. I'm like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. No. He would get destroyed. If those 5 unicorns had like 5 pieces of sun in their cutie marks. Now you're just grasping for straws, and I'm not even gonna indulge you on that. No, they weren't that strong. All right, if you could rewrite a character in any series that was so much potential but is utterly wasted, which would it be and why? Don't tell Rooster Teeth, but everyone in RWBY. Don't tell them that I'm saying that. I find their character development and writing to be fine, but god damn it, they could be doing so much more. But that's just me. That's just John. Are you saying I could skip to Broly and or watch Super first? You could skip Super and watch Broly, because Broly works as his own standalone thing. If you watch Battle of Gods, basically, if you watch Battle of Gods, Resurrection F, and then Broly, you would actually not miss that much. You do get Goku mentioning that he did fight a bunch of strong people in a tournament. So if you want to watch the tournament arc as like its own personal movie, do that. But you can skip literally 98% of all the Super. Just watch Tournament of Power arc and then watch Broly, and you would have missed nothing. Because frankly, I don't think anyone even remembers or cares about what happened with Goku Black at the time. Because Beerus just kind of just doesn't care. A star level, I assume Superman was also star level. No. No relation how they would fight from taking his actual stars. No. Superman, at his best, is multi-universal. No. What do you think of the new Broly versus the original Broly? What do I think? Like, if anyone thought that would actually be a fight. Oh, in terms of character? Okay, good. In terms of character, Canon Broly has original non-canon Broly beat in so many regards, because I hated Broly. I was on the camp that said that Broly was just this overhyped, muscle-bound idiot who only screams out one name, and that's his reasoning for hating that person is the most stupid, retarded reason to hate anyone in your life ever. He cried by me when I was young, so he made me cry. Man, I hate him forever. It's stupid. It's fucking stupid. But the new Broly, new canon Broly, his reasons for going insane, his reasoning for not being able to control his power, his reasoning for everything that he does, his love for his dad, despite treating him like some type of monster. He loved his dad to the point where as soon as he found out that his dad died, he went Super Saiyan. I'm like, he cared. He actually cared. He could speak coherent sentences before the time period, and actually made friendships. His relationship with Ba back in the day, and why he wears that green thing around his ear, around his torso. Like, everything about Broly in the new canon is so much more relatable, and I love him. So in forms of character, new Broly has old Broly destroyed. He could stay where he belongs, in the ether. But he's probably still going to be showing up in, like, you know, multiple video games and stuff like that. He still has a fan base. GT characters are fodder compared to Super. Yeah, the strongest villain in GT can destroy a galaxy with one shot. In Super, Goku and Beerus were going to destroy the macrocosm in literally 3 punches. And that is the first real fight of the series. So, yeah. I kind of want to see Infinite and Emerald fight just to laugh at whoever wins or loses. It's like, I don't care if this one wins and this one loses. I don't care if that one wins and that one loses. It's just gonna be funny. What is it about? What about? Like the movie, the Broly movie, or what's up? Not sure. Your GT based Goku, Kid Goku was as strong as Majin Buu, who Goku had to fight in Super Saiyan 3 in Battle Z. That's like a pretty massive improvement of power. It's like, okay, if we're taking, like, it's like even if you want to like give like GT characters the benefit of the doubt, let's say which is the biggest dick move in Dragon Ball? Rubbing in the fact that he killed his family in his timeline, or Frieza remembering what happened on Namek and repeating it. That is hard because you're comparing Goku Black, who has Zama's brain, and he is a huge asshole. I do want to say Frieza because it's like he doesn't learn. And that's pretty much in Frieza's character. I mean, literally, it's one of the reasons why he had to be brought in robotic style, because he's like, man, Goku just gave me his energy and let me go. I guess this is the part where I change. Nah. And then he got destroyed. He never learns. So it's like, hey, this is happening. Oh! Hey, I killed someone you loved. I mean, your stray energy bolt, he got killed. And then he turned Super Saiyan. He's paid the price for it. For an entire 2 hours. He had his ass handed to him. I was gonna ask you a Ruby question, but wasn't sure if it would cause any trouble or not. It depends on what the Ruby question is. If it's all about knowledge that you already know, then yeah, I can talk about it with you. If it's knowledge you want to know, I can only give you arbitrary or misinformation, basically. Don't understand the unfathomable difference between Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan 3. Yes, I don't see how. I mean, literally, Beerus karate chopped. Not even a full karate chop. He just tapped his ass, and he lost. Beerus wasn't even giving 0.3% of his actual power, and he lost. And God Goku was fighting on par with him. See how people don't know the drastic difference. Drastic difference. No. Personally, I like old school Broly. I like characters who are like Total Monster or a beast that affects the character around them, like Doomsday or Hulk. I can't like Broly simply because his backstory is fucking stupid. That's it. It's like, if backstory was better, if you gave me the backstory that current Broly has and just gave it to OG Broly, I would love OG Broly. I thought that would be great. But he literally hates Goku because he cried next to him that one time. It's fucking stupid. I don't see how anyone could actually look at that scene and say, yep, that's completely justified to hate a person. If my sister cried next to me when we were born, I would do everything in my power to kill her. That's stupid! Reach adulthood in GT. Think about it. Goku has regrown his tail, which means, based on how Saiyan tails work, Goku can't lose his forms. I was gonna ask, is it about Ruby you were referring to? Like, I still enjoy the show. I think the show is still perfectly fine. It's just, I feel as though they're taking directions that I wouldn't, and simply because I wouldn't take those directions is why I have a problem with it. And it's not like I'm trying to say, man, my writing skills are way better than what they're showcasing right now. I'm not trying to say it like that. I'm mostly saying, like, these decisions I feel like could be handled a lot better in forms of character writing, character growth, certain things that they're establishing, certain character moments, stuff like that. And just characters in general feel like they could be so much bigger, but they just aren't. But hey, I'm not a writer, and clearly since Ruby is popular, they're doing something right? So I can't say anything. However, I do like working for them. Like, that will never change. Me working for storyboarding to frame certain scenes and how people are supposed to act, I'll never trade that up for anything. Like, that's great for me. I really appreciated rewriting Broly character. They actually managed to make him relatable and give him some depth and didn't have to make him scream Kakarot. Yeah. They kind of just, they had that for is it Kefla? Is it Kale or Kefla? I don't care about them. I know someone's going to correct me, but just know, I don't care. I don't care about these two girls. Kale or Kefla, the one that's basically female Broly, they basically just downgraded whatever character that she was supposed to be into just literally a female Broly, a person who hates Goku and just says Son Goku instead of Kakarot. It's like, oh, god damn it, what is wrong with you guys? Make a better character. Because of the perform a check. However, Goku's body can't handle that power. 8 steps. 4 Goku could outlast Super Saiyan Blue in enough time and patience. I saw a fight. GT Goku versus Super Goku. And I admired how he understood the difference between having incredible power and having good control. And I appreciate that. It's something to actually keep in consideration. But I do think now Super Goku could beat GT Goku. Thanks to Ultra Instinct and any other buffs that he's gotten thanks to the Tournament of Power and this fight with Broly. I will say, yeah, Super Saiyan 4 Goku has better control, better management of his abilities. While Super Saiyan Blue, Goku in Super can't even last 45 minutes in battle. Now, to a lot of people, that's a lot of time. But if you're going on a long haul fight, like Naruto, for instance, Naruto can fight for a whole 2 days. So if Naruto and Goku were equal, even with the power-ups that Goku has, Goku would lose to Naruto if their abilities, were equalized. Because Naruto can outlast Goku. Same thing for Super Saiyan 4, I can believe. Because Super Saiyan 4 would outlast Blue. Because Blue can't even last a good 30 minutes, if not 10. And here's the thing. I also agree with the saying of, if your power gap is so huge, there's no feasibly possible way you'd be able to outlast someone if that power gap is that big. But then you get to the Tournament of Power, and then you have Goku in Super Saiyan form, taking on Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan Mastered Kale and Kefla together, despite they should be far beyond what he's comparable of. So, I was referencing that fight. You mean the sprite-based one, that What If fight during the trial of Tournament of Power? Yep, I thought that was interesting. I was like, yeah, that does make sense. I don't 100%, because people need to realize, people need to understand that there is a limit. There is a limit, obviously. But you have to know, if you have a big dude versus a smaller guy, and a big dude has a lot more power, so one punch from the big guy would destroy the small guy. If the small guy is smart, skillful, fast enough, he can make the big guy tire out. Now, am I saying Blue Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta are like the big guy versus the small guy? No, it's more of just he has a lot more power, but it is very much plausible for Super Saiyan 4 Goku to outlast Blue. Because it's been shown multiple times that Blue can only last 10 minutes, 5 max. And once you go, and it was established, I will say it, established in the manga, that once you go into Blue, come out of Blue, and go back into Blue, you are 1/10 the strength of what you was back when you were in Blue. So it's like, if those limitations are fact, and Goku is in 100% full mastered Super Saiyan 4, then yes, there is actually a plausibility for him to win. But I think more times than not, honestly, if I had to be honest with myself, more times than not, I do believe Super Goku would beat GT Goku because of the other things. Because the speed also enhances. So he's just as fast, if not probably faster than Super Saiyan 4 Goku. But that's why I like speed equalizing in battles, because it makes it more interesting. But hey, again, this is just off the top of my head, if I really wanted to get into a research topic about it. But I did like that animation. I did appreciate. Because when I went into it, honestly, I actually thought this was just a fight of showing, man, Blue Goku just dominates. There's no way Super Saiyan 4 Goku could ever even contend, period, forever. But no, it's actually, they respected GT Goku. Because they understood that GT Goku, granted, is smarter. He is smarter than Super Goku. Because Super Goku is a fucking idiot. GT Goku has actual moments of intelligence. So, the most powerful character in GT could just destroy a galaxy is a little under exaggerated. So in the end, the Cell game is strong enough to also destroy the galaxy. What? I thought it was a solar system. It also shows in games that it's just a solar system. All right. Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna destroy the solar system. Jumping from solar system to galaxy is a huge leap for me. You're gonna have to show me scans for that. Like, you're gonna legit have to show me a scan of them saying he can destroy the galaxy. Because Majin Buu was the galaxy destroyer. He's the one who can actually go over to other galaxies and destroy them. Was it the dumbest thing, Goku? And across Z, GT, and Super? Instigating the Tournament of Power. That's it. That's it. Instigating the Tournament of Power. Forgetting how the Mappa works. There's a lot of things that Super Goku has done. and it's just Super Goku. GT Goku, the dumbest thing I can see him, that I remember him doing, has something to do with the Power Brothers. But that was just a stupid episode in general. So I can't really count Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, because the whole messing around with the gag Kamehameha, that's just both their personalities of being Super Saiyan 4 and being unhinged like that and acting like actual apes and monkeys and shit. That's not attributed just to Goku. It's the cost of that fusion. So, yeah. But when it comes down to it, yes, GT Goku, I would have to say, has more like feats of intelligence than Super Goku does. Every single form of Dragon Ball media says solar system. I'm pretty sure that's it. If you can find the page in the manga, dude, that says he can destroy a galaxy for some reason, I would deny it, first of all. But at least you would have substance of what you're talking about. Because I remember it only being solar system. Question about Nobody Cries for Nothing story. Is it weird if I think that the god of envy should say the word baka? No, it's not. In fact, she does once, I think. I believe. Do I make her say that? I think I should. I think I did. No? Was it? Man, you're making me think about my own characters. If I haven't made her say it, I'm probably going to make her say it one day. Speaking of which, I do need to get, later down the line, once its live stream is done, I do need to upload the next part to my story analysis series. So, give me a minute. Imagine if Dragon Ball DBS Broly appeared in GT Super Saiyan 4, Gogeta loses to base Broly. Yeah. I can see it. It's not impossible. But that's just it. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, all around, is not like Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is an idiot. To tell you the absolute truth, this dude is an idiot. Idiot. He had the ability to beat Omega Shenron literally with 4 punches. You do it with 4 punches if you felt like it. And 1 good attack if he felt like it. But he was messing around so much that his time limit went out. So you can't really compare that pretty well. It's like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is fucking retarded. I'm not saying that Super Saiyan 4 can beat Ultra Instinct, but there's no way that base Goku in Super can beat Super Saiyan 4. Yeah, no. When Ultra Instinct gets in, Ultra Instinct can hardly lose to anything. It's just a time limit that they have to be wary of. Yes, there is. He is more powerful than Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Yes. Here's a question. Someone approached you to animate your series. Would you do it? You want to animate yourself? I would. It depends on the animator. It's like if the animator is only good enough to not to jab at Dusk Dawn. If you know what Dusk Dawn is, like that animation is like, that's terrible. I would never want anyone to touch my series with that level of animation skill. But they even have remotely good animation skills that I do, or like half the people I know do. Then yeah, if they're willing to want to animate my project, I'm all for it. I got confused. To tell you the truth, guys, I'm kind of lost in this entire conversation about SS whatever Goku versus whatever. I'm really lost. SSJ for Gogeta felt like Vegito in the Super Buu fight. Yeah, kind of, sort of, because it's mostly the arrogant side of Vegeta mixed in with the goofy nature of Goku. Put together in any form, Vegito or Gogeta, you're always gonna have those two personalities collide with one another, and yeah, they're gonna be like suitably like not 100% in every fight. This is the dude that absorbed the power of this base. How to destroy the macrocosm. 3 punches. But yeah, but to reiterate, if someone with any type of good animation talent wanted to just animate my story, yeah, I'll give it to them. I don't see a problem with that. As long as I'm at the helm of how exactly certain things are supposed to be like moved around and stuff like that, we can still work together on it. But I did try to develop my own talent to do animation, to do it myself, but I clearly am not getting that good. Well, it seems as though we reached that time where not many things are coming out at the chat, so... How do you think a fight between Ochako and Echo's Act 3 would turn out? Will Ochako be crushed by Act 3, or will Koichi float for so long he'll stop thinking? I don't get the he'll float for so long he'll stop thinking thing. But by the time Ochako even attempts to get close to Koichi, Act 3 freeze will just freeze her to the point where she can't move, making Koichi do whatever the heck he feels like to try to kill her. So... yeah, it really depends on who can hit who first. And since stands, by logic, are very fast, Act 3 will have the ability to hit Ochako before Ochako can even touch Koichi. It'll just be like what she tried to do with Bakugo. Her entire ability depends on either setup or touching a person. And if you can't do the first, if you can't do the second thing, going for the first takes way too long, and Act 3 would just beat her. Last part was a joke? Oh. Still, though, yeah, I see why. Gravity, manipulation, characters. But it's like, it's very hard to put a stand character versus someone who doesn't have a stand, or at least have someone who can actually see stands. Since I know you like One Piece, did you hear that? Like they ended in 5 years' time? No, because I don't care. Dude said years ago that he was halfway through. Having 5 years extra time on that is not halfway, damn it. What is wrong with you? Whatever. Wait, Twilight versus Professor X. I can't tell you. Okay, well, in the first Broly movie, it's stated that Broly destroyed all of South Galaxy. Yes. Yes. Broly be Broly, this is one, do some of the math, but no. Okay, in the first Broly movie, it's stated that Broly destroyed all of South Galaxy. It's not stated, man. We literally see it. It's a feat. You see the galaxy, and then you start seeing it blow up all over the place. That's Broly. He destroyed it. It's gone. That's a feat, not a statement. We see it. So I'm gonna buff that up for you, just for you. Goku beat Broly in Super Saiyan 1. Technically, yes and no. He beat it with also gaining power from other characters and also being part of the movieverse, which has a different type of scaling to it, which is a whole nother universe, according to Akira Toriyama. Use some map, blah, blah, blah. He would be much stronger than that in GT. Well, no, not necessarily, because as Akira Toriyama stated, that the movieverses are different from both GT and Dragon Ball Z and Super. They're not the same. And Broly is canon in GT. Yeah, I don't remember that. You have to refresh my memory on that one. I'm not doubting you. You just have to refresh my memory. Better write your opinion. I'm gonna guess you're gonna say Kishimoto or Oda. It's hard. It's up in the air. Kishimoto has some good writing talent, but Kishimoto kind of shoves his foot in his mouth most of the time. Oda so far has only showcased to be able to set up proper things and execute them like with a lot of different things. I'm not gonna say it just in case people haven't gotten to certain points in One Piece yet. So I have to say Oda only because he has yet to make me disappointed in certain revelations. But Naruto, a lot of times. Question My Hero Academia. I've heard people compare Ochako to Sakura in terms of writing in the manga. Without spoilers, is that bad or over-exaggeration? It's definitely an over-exaggeration, if not just blatantly wrong. Ochako, in 3 fights, has done more that Sakura has in all of Naruto. So, no, I don't believe that at all. I think Ochako is a better written character overall right now, currently, than what Sakura was, especially during Part 1 and most of Part 2. You know, there. No, you don't. Bro, you see that galaxy over there? No, you don't. By the way, which thing in One Piece is looking forward to happening the most? I'm looking forward to the inevitable Blackbeard versus Luffy fight. Actually, you no surprise. That's the one thing I'm looking forward to as well. Because Blackbeard is doing his best, and so far he is succeeding to making himself an actual threat. Because back when I saw him, I thought he wasn't shit. But now after like certain things that happened, like yeah, this is gonna be a good fight whenever Luffy has a chance to do things. Anything involved, and pretty much where we're currently at, anything Kaido's doing, I'm just Wano right now is just fucking fantastic. And GT is also, and so is Cooler and all. Yeah. But again, Oda, just because certain characters from movies are now in certain medias and stuff like that, doesn't mean that it's in the same universe, same vein. Oda, I'm only repeating what Akira Toriyama stated. You have a movie character, that's neat, but that movie character could be different in forms of scaling wise, in general, from other movies. Be off. I must clean my house. No proof this stuff later. Ahead of time. Only Cooler appealed in GT. We have legit no reason to believe all the movie happened in GT. Only Cooler and Fuse and Reborn. That's all. Believing the rest of them happened is headcanon. Okay, again, which is why I said to Damon. I'm not good with names, especially reading. I already told him, if we've seen Broly in GT, I need you to actually tell me where did you see him, because other than that, just because one movie character is in there doesn't mean the rest are in there as well. And even if they are in there, it's still very unlikely that the scaling still is there. Because Broly being able to destroy an entire galaxy just like that, and then you fight Cell afterwards, which is set in between the two, makes no sense. There was no way they would have that much trouble with Cell if that was the case. Which is why Broly and Cell are not compared to one another. Broly would demolish Cell, and just because Cell came after Broly does not mean Cell can beat Broly, because the power scaling in those movies are fucking stupid. Raven DC versus Jean Grey. That was a fight that they said they were going to do until they gave Raven Twilight. How would Dio fare against Hit? He would get demolished. Why? If it's Heaven Ascendant Dio would destroy Hit. That's just it. It depends. If you want Dio at his strongest, yeah, Dio wins. But if you want regular Dio, he would not even have to use time skip to defeat Dio. Hopefully when DBS comes back, they adapt the current manga art. Yeah. Things that are going on like manga right now, really good. They need to pick that up. It's really good. Bill Cipher versus Discord, that fight will never happen. I'm not calling it a bad fight. I'm only calling it a fight that I'm just tired of people calling out, because Bill is the only person who actually has the intent to kill most of the time. And it's just that Discord, he's crazy, but he's not. Discord is a sociopath? Not sociopath. Is he a sociopath? He does put up a front most of the time, but he does have actual genuine emotion. So it's like, the fact is, Discord is this, but Bill Cipher is a psychopath. We're clearly get GT canon and not the other movie characters, because that's the only one they remembered. There you go. How about Dio versus Green Time Stop dude from Ginyu Force? No, still, because it's like Dio is multi-city block at best. So, and Gildo from the Ginyu Force is comparable at least to Krillin and Gohan, and they have to be at least planetary at that point. So no. Why would the others be? We didn't see them. We have no proof that they happened. All Might versus Disney Hercules. Oh, that's not bad, actually. Considering that Hercules has showcased feats of strength to be able to lift up giant, like, mountain-sized creatures and stuff like that. And Might Guy being comparable to Bust Mountain. So, that's not a bad fight. Not a bad fight. I like that. Planning on watching Made in Abyss movie in January? I did hear that in the office one day. See here. I might, if I'm able to catch it, maybe. First, need to watch the first 13 episodes because this series has interested me, and I have been getting it back into watching anime due to some free time. So all Dragon Ball movies are canon in the movieverse? No, actually. No, actually, because again, Akira said that even other movies contradict their own standing on power scaling, so it doesn't make any sense. Because if we're gonna take everything on face value, they say it is stated that Bio Broly, the Broly that gets beat by base Krillin and Gohan, is the most powerful version of Broly we have. The same Broly that can destroy an entire galaxy. So no, I do not believe at all that they're all in the same canon. Beautiful scenery. I've seen the posters. I do want to watch it. So he should be up against characters who also mentally destroy characters like Lobo did to the Mask. Yeah, you know, that makes sense because like Discord, it's not about in Never Ending Strife. One of my favorite songs is that he means physical harm, but mentally he's gonna destroy you, and that's his whole shtick. But Bill, he rearranges a person's orifices of his, different orifices of his face just for fun. This dude is a psychopath. Paragus makes an appearance in Dragon Ball Fusions Reborn. I don't remember that. I don't remember Paragus making an appearance in Dragon Ball Fusion Reborn. I do not remember that. And BoJack character as well. Who would win between Cat Noir and Shigaraki? Shigaraki. Cat has strong stats, but Shigaraki doesn't have a cooldown on his destructive capability. Yeah, Shigaraki probably. It's like Cat has the speed to dodge Shigaraki. He has the speed to dodge Shigaraki, and it's really whoever touches who first, obviously. But yeah, you pretty much already brought it up. Who has the ability to touch who first? And I believe Cat Noir can hit Shigaraki with his Cataclysm before Shigaraki can touch him in general. Only because I'm scaling him to certain characters that they fought that were Akumanized, and their speed and things of which Cat has dodged gives him the reaction ability to counter whatever Shigaraki is. Because right now, Shigaraki is not that fast. Tora Adachi versus Yoshikage Kira. Not a bad fight. Because Adachi, they're almost exactly the same, except Adachi can't make people explode. One pretends to be a cop, so he could hold a gun, first of all, and pretty much have just, lay low under the thing and hate. And has a weird fascination with some women, too. It's like, the people he killed were all about how they were acting. So I can see that. That's actually not a bad fight. I'm actually hoping that happens. The only thing about Yoshikage Kira is that, man, there are some things about Yoshikage Kira. It's like, I don't think we can use Bites of Dust, can we? It's like, there'll be no one around for him to actually utilize that skill, could he? seal is open again. Again, dude. You're saying that with the impression that we believe that the movie verses are connected. Like the movie verses being connected. We don't believe that. However, movie characters can appear in other movies. Doesn't mean that the movie's events, forms of scaling and stuff like that happen. Because as Toriyama stated, they're all different universes. All of the movies. And since they're all different universes, they all have their own interpretation of exactly how that event probably occurred. So in that movie you're talking about, where they all show up, highly possible that their entire abilities are different. Because the movies have, as XC states right now, the movies contradict each other way too many times for me to say, yeah, they're connected like that. Yep. These are Batmite. Yes, movies contradict each other. Besides, we don't see how the timeline went. GT timeline movies gone differently, unless we see Broly or Fergus in GT. It didn't happen. How would GR scale to Superman? Gold Experience Rec Room were scaled to Superman? Depends. Depends on which Superman. Because there are some Supermen that beat Mixer Mixie, who was a fifth dimensional being and stuff like that. And GR can manipulate and pretty much say no to whatever happens on a 3-dimensional to even 4-dimensional scale. So the only Superman that can beat and counteract GR's return to zero potency is a Superman that has already showcased that he can counter higher dimensional, like, warping, you could say. So base Superman probably would lose to GER. Probably, more than likely. But like the more powerful version of Superman, they would probably actually overtake Gold Experience. Gold Experience Rec Room lost to Dio Over Heaven, and Dio Over Heaven has straight up 4th dimensional reality warping capability. So the only way to beat Gold Experience Rec Room is to have reality warping capability yourself. And most Superman that I know, there's like 2 of them that I know that can contend with that. Maybe JoJo's overrated? No. No. Not in the slight. No, what? No. Merriman versus fight yet? I don't really watch Death Battle, but I'm interested in comment that. No Merriman fight yet. In fact, I don't remember many, like, Hunter x Hunter characters showing up Death Battle. We really need to get on that. Because I like Hunter x Hunter. It deserves people to know how powerful these kids / characters are. Most people want him to fight Cell for some reason, even though Cell would body Miriam. Amy versus Toad from X-Men. Why is that a fight that you want to see? Also, just because the movies contradict power scaling doesn't make it non-canon. Actually, I think that's pretty much like the biggest reason why. It shows that their power scaling system is way different. You can't say that every movie now has a different power scaling system and that makes sense. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. That was the case. Then all the power scaling plot holes in Dragon Ball show will make everything non-canon. Name an example, exactly. Because there haven't been any contradictions to my knowledge. Because according to Seth the Programmer and a lot of different other guys, have stated that no, power scaling has stayed consistent for a long time. It did just become irrelevant at a certain point. Because if you bring up, oh, Goku Blue should have bodied Krillin, but if you actually agree with the matter of he has better ki control in Blue, then it makes sense that he would want to use a Kamehameha. Because if base Goku did a Kamehameha without proper ki control, he would have destroyed Krillin. But since Blue has better ki control, he's able to make him weaker in base form. So, you think is the most powerful? The most powerful Superman is definitely either Superboy Prime or Superboy Prime. Not Superman Prime Mammalian. No, that's a completely separate Superman. We're talking about it's a Superboy that became Superboy Prime and then grew up to become a Superman Prime. And that didn't become Superman Prime Mammalian. That's a different Superman. the Superman is either the Thought Robot, aka Cosmic Armor Superman, which yes is a legitimate Superman, Superman Prime, or Milkman Man. Look up Milkman Man. He is the most powerful version of Superman that I know. Strange Vision of Superman is also very powerful too, but not as powerful as I think people give him credit to be. Say JoJo overrated. I don't know. Post dramatically. JoJo overrated? Masaka. Could Bakugo take on Gon? I haven't seen Hunter x Hunter, but I know about explosions. Well, Gon's not about explosions. That's another character for that. But Gon would probably beat Bakugo due to a thing that Gon has. And those who've watched Hunter x Hunter, you know exactly what I'm referring to, and he'd probably win just by going into that. Overrated does not always mean bad, yes. But I don't see how it's overrated. The fan base is the way it is. The memes are the memes, and it is as good as people make it out to be. Josh may not like part 4, may not like part 3, but he finds part 1 and 2 fantastic, and I'm almost entirely certain he would like part 5 and the other parts if he just gave him a chance. But yeah, DBZ plot holes in the future. Yeah, no, go for it. I'm willing to change my mind on that fact, but so far they haven't contradicted themselves in terms of power scaling, like at all to me. Red Superman who wants to fight Russia. Why does it have to be the most powerful Superman? Why can't we just have a normal, chill Superman to fight someone? That's why I suggested they should just go with the movie version of Superman, because the movie version of Superman are easily scalable, except maybe one of them, but easily scalable, and it's less to really go off. It's less to go off on. It's much easier. But if you're going to bring in Superman and you want him to fight someone powerful, you have to get a very powerful Superman. It's crazy to believe Super Saiyan 2 Gohan at max power would easily overpower a Super Perfect Cell during the Cell games during the Father Son. He was at power. Yeah, that's just it. That is very crazy. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, he had one less arm, and he had to get help of his dad. If he had both arms, and if he was taking things seriously, and didn't save Vegeta, and just wanted to end things, he would have just beat Super Perfect Cell. That's just it. How would movie Superman do against Goku? He would destroyed by Goku. Movie version of Superman would get destroyed by Goku, which is why it's better to go with a live-action version of Goku, and sadly, the only live-action version of Goku that we really have in forms of the West is Dragon Ball Evolution. So, frankly, not a very good fight. But that's just it. It's like, movie Superman will get destroyed, show Superman will get destroyed by Goku. It's the comic version of Superman that would always win against Goku. Like, there's nothing Goku can really do unless he actually becomes exactly like Superman to beat Superman at that point. So that's just it. Movie versions of characters are inherently weaker because there's more limitations to what you can show on screen on a live-action sense, which is why it's much better to use those versions because it's less to do. Kid Goku versus movie Superman is actually not that bad because Kid Goku at best is like half a moon, maybe because we're scaling him close to Roshi, but he's not as powerful as Roshi. So yeah, that's actually a fight, but it just would be kind of weird. Yeah, beating Perfect Cell without the power boost from Goku. Yeah, because you have to really look at the the context of the matter. You have to really look at the context of the matter. Gohan, Super Saiyan 2, was only using one arm, and they even make fun of this in Dragon Ball Bridge, in that. Yes, you're doing good with that one arm, boy. But now look at the power of 2 arms. Because when you put more effort into something with most of your ki, thanks to your body movement, those 2 arms do make a difference when you're outputting your ki. And since he was matching Perfect Cell at the time with that one arm, and it's thanks to Goku, if he had both his arms and was taking things a little more seriously and didn't take that damage that he took when protecting Vegeta, he definitely would be twice as strong, if not eclipsing Super Perfect Cell. It's a little bit out there, I will admit, but I can see if he had both his arms, he'd probably do a lot better. How about Goku versus Asura from Azura's Wrath? That depends on the circumstances, because Azura has the ability to absorb Goku's strongest blast if Goku wants to try to spirit bomb him or something, thus making it so that he could probably be on Goku's level, which is exactly how he beat the god of his bursts. So it's very up in the air, to tell you the truth, shockingly. As interesting way to end Death Battle is what's the Death Battle Royale of all the winners of past battles. That would be interesting. I don't see a reason to use movie Superman in Death Battle, but I mainly think that's because I just don't like DCU Superman or anyone in that universe. Well, that's perfectly fine. It's very fine for you to think that. I only bring up the suggestion to bring up that just because we have a character doesn't mean we have to use that character from this sort of media, because this sort of media has them to be the strongest they could possibly be. I mean, look at Sonic, for instance. If we really wanted Sonic to be at the most powerful version of Sonic we could probably ever give him, we would use Archie Sonic, wouldn't we? Because Archie Sonic is vastly superior to any version of Sonic in any other type of media, correct? So why not Archie Sonic? No, we can't use Archie Sonic because Archie Sonic is not the first true iteration of that character. Sonic came from video games, so we have to scale him to video games, and if they don't contradict anything or do too much of a highball scale on certain accords, we can use certain show feats or something like that, and yada yada yada. So that makes sense to me, but I don't think you should never ever use Archie Sonic. He's clearly a different Sonic, so we could use him maybe, hopefully, I don't know. But that's just it. Using other versions of characters should be not off the table if we want to have like a different interpretation of a particular fight, right? Oh, Superman is just fighting a random monkey boy through the city would be hilarious. If you wrote Goku in Dragon Ball Super, how would you do it? I would just make him smarter. That's it. Pretty much keep everything, but just make him more appreciative of the fact that he's strong and not an idiot. Really, he's an idiot. That's the only thing I don't like about current Goku right now. Because while he had his silly moments in Z and all that sort of stuff, he wasn't stupid. He wasn't stupid. They make fun of it in Dragon Ball Abridged, but Goku is inherently actually, I'm not gonna call him smart, but he is not dumb. But in Super, he's just dumb. That's the only thing I would change. Just make him smarter. That's it. And I guess not writing him to be less annoying is one of the main factors of just making him smarter. What's your favorite Death Battle song so far? Definitely, actually, the current one, Mighty. My Guy versus All Might is one of my favorite soundtracks right now. Can you explain why a lot of animes and mangas have child-age characters that are capable in fights against adults and be playable characters in fighting games like, My Hero, One's Justice 2? It's a weird question. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Like when it comes to those type of things, you have to ask the people who write those type of stuff. It's like the characters I have in my story. I have like 2 max kid characters that are capable of fighting adults, but it's primarily because those kid characters have adults at their side helping them. Subaru being the biggest case of that, how he's basically a stand user. Unfortunately for Sonic, if you're going by the games, it's pretty much like pressing a reset button on his abilities. Tell me about it, man. I understand, which is why I'm kind of like on the fence about the new outcome to Sonic versus Mario. It's like I'm really how 5 minutes take a span of 10 episodes. Yep, I love that, man. Good old days. Hey, come on, you still have that. You still have that in Dragon Ball Super. A 44 minute tournament. Well, 50 episodes. That's fine. I've been passing mighty into my ears there since the battle, so it's heartwarming and inspiring. Ironic for a fight to death. I know, right? This is like the most weirdest fight. They just made Goku a worse character in more Dragon Ball. Going. Goku is like one of the most one of my favorite characters in OG Dragon Ball, but no, Vitamin Z, and now I hate him now. Yeah, stuff like that happens. I do need to. I do probably need to end things off here soon. Sadly, because I got some preparations to get done, and I have to talk to some people. Christmas is coming up, and I need to make sure that if I'm leaving, I need to know if I'm leaving now or leaving for later. So, yeah, it was good to get a good talk in. Dabricia lost his edge. It's cool though. Yeah. How bad is Goku in a new Broly movie? He's not, well, I like to say dumb still. Like my problem with it, he's just, again, not taking things very seriously. Because he knows how powerful people are at this point. He should know that everyone he fights and is on par with his base form should be capable of destroying the universe, right? So he shouldn't be like, oh man, he's going even crazier. Now I'm going to have an even funner fight. The Earth is at stake, buddy. One of the reasons why Frieza was able to punch the planet 3 times and blow it up was because he was so non-caring of the fact that he's on a delicate planet right now. Very delicate. One good step from any character he fights could destroy it. He doesn't care. Yeah. He's just not very serious. He's not that bad. So, yeah, Broly's cool. All right. Yeah, that's the one problem I'll never get over Goku. He always fights for the thrill of it, and I agree that they shouldn't have changed his character with that one speech he gave to Frieza. I agree that's not Goku, but that's just it. That's not Goku, and just because that is Goku doesn't mean I gotta like that part of his character. I don't like characters that just fight for the thrill of it. That's a personal preference of mine. I'm sorry, right? So yeah. Gorgar for Death Battle. We don't even know how powerful he actually is, thanks to fucking Discord. So, Shigaraki versus Kira, Battle of Hands and Destruction. The only problem with Shigaraki versus Kira is that Kira has an invisible force that can literally walk up to him without Shigaraki even knowing what's going on, touch him once, and then blow him up. That's the only problem with having non-stand users fight stand guys. It's like, how do you contend with a force that you cannot see? And since we're Death Battle, we had to do it as though they just met each other. they just met each other. Shigaraki sees a dude, and he sees killer intent by trying to touch him. It's like, Killer Queen. That's it. Shigaraki would literally not know what hit him. That's the whole joke of the matter. He would not know what hit him. Now, if we gave Shigaraki, the information that he has a stand, maybe? But even then... Versus the Cozy Glow. Ugh, no, please. Nah, I don't want to touch those 2 characters with a 10-foot pole. That smack made me show. But yeah, no. I gotta end things off. You're keeping me here too long. Gotta go. Gotta get calling people. Gotta make sure I know what I'm doing tomorrow, because this is a matter of I'm gonna be there for work or I'm not gonna be there for work. All right. See you guys later.